Right, okay, welcome students. In this class, the last class we studied about the definition of a big O function. Big O function, okay. Um, big O function we studied already. Now we talk about big omega function. Big omega function. Big omega function. What is that? If there exists f and g, two functions, the domain is the integer and the codomain is integer, or domain is a real number and codomain is again a real number. And if there exists a number c, a constant, such that for every x which is greater than k, for k is some constant again, for every k some constant k, and for every x greater than k, if this satisfies, that is absolute value of f of x is greater than or equal to absolute value of g into c, okay, absolute value of g of x into c. Actually here it is not g, it is c. The absolute value of f of x is greater than or equal to, not g, this one, c into g of x. Then we say that f is a big omega function of g. I repeat again, if there exists a two function f and g such that the domain is integer and the codomain is an integer, or the domain is a real number and codomain is a real number, and if there exists a constant c such that for all x greater than k, this equation or inequation is true. That is, absolute value of f of x is greater than or equal to g of x into c, or we can write c into g of x, absolute value of g of x. If this exists, then we say that f is called big O or big omega function of g. Now I will take so this is a simple form of f of x is a big omega function of g of x. I will take one example. Prove that f of x equals 8x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7 is big O function of x cubed. This function f of x, you suppose, is a big O function of g, where g is equal to x cubed. This is what we have to prove. To prove this, what we have to prove? We have to prove like this. This absolute value of 8x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7 must be greater than or equal to c into this value, that is x cubed. So we must find a c such that for all x greater than k, this satisfies. Then we say that this is big omega function of x cubed. Now let us prove that. Now g of x, we take ax cubed plus 5x squared plus 7, gx equals x cubed. Now note that f of x, absolute value of f of x, is greater than or equal to 8 into g of x. I mean, this value, that is absolute value of 8x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7, is always greater than or equal to 8 times of x cubed. 8 times of x cubed. Yes, definitely, am I correct? So we have written this f and g such that satisfies this condition. Am I correct? That exists a c. That c is here what? 8. Such that 8x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7 is always greater than or equal to 8x cubed. This absolute value is very, very important. So, and therefore we say that this function is a big omega function of this. I mean, 8x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7 is a big omega function of x cubed. So with that, we come to the end of this session. In another session, we will be taking another problem. Thank you.